Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Players Own YouTube channel. And we're back here for another reaction after last night. Liverpool go top of the Premier League by 2 points over Arsenal after they drew to Manchester City 0-0. And it was a big time win as well. A 2-1 win versus Brighton after going down in 2 minutes. And the tension was there. You could feel it at Anfield until that second goal went in for Mo Salah in the second half. The crowd was on edge. The team felt like they were on edge. But important for Liverpool, they got over the line in their first real test, I guess, in this, what we're calling the run in towards the back end of the season. It was a tough game. Brighton made it tough. They sat in. They tried to counter-attack as best they could. They tried to exploit Conor Bradley and Mo Salah getting high and wide up that right-hand flank there. But whatever Brighton did and whatever De Zerbi tried, Liverpool and Klopp had the answer from that. And I'll get into some of the individual performances in a minute, but boy, there were some real standout performances from players I've liked and I've coined as being some of the most important players for Liverpool this season, but also others that stood up and made some big moments and created some big things as well. Obviously, as I said, Danny Welbeck opened the scoring in the second minute, and when that goal went in, you could feel the pressure just all of a sudden increase at Anfield. The fans are on edge. They do not want to see their team throw away a massive game here at home, especially with how good they've been this season at home. And that faith was still there for me, though, because I believe in them this season. I'll get into it at the end of the video here, but they've made it a habit now from coming from behind and doing it quite convincingly and quite well. The same sort of thing happened here today. I think it's now 12 to 13 games that they've come from behind and won a game of football. So it's not something new, and it's not something people should be questioning them for. You obviously see the podcast go out not too long after this video here, and the boys are questioning, can Liverpool keep coming from behind? Is it sustainable? But I think that question has to go out of the window now. We've seen them do it for almost 3/4 of the season now, and they've done it quite convincingly and never really had a problem with it, whether it be in Europa League football, in Premier League football, Cup football. They seem to always find a way to do it, so I never really question it, and it's sort of become a part of their DNA now. The way they play their football, with how exposed they can be at the back at times, you are going to concede goals, you are going to concede chances, but with the way they play and the way they attack, they're always going to find ways to score more goals. And I said it from basically week one, this new Liverpool team with this new formula and how it's been put together, it's made to outscore teams. So don't worry about how many they concede, worry about how many goals they score, because if you say, look at that as well, they're, I think, third or second best defence in the league as well, so it's not that bad either. And boy, it was a good effort from Danny Welbeck to open the scoring in the second minute. But ever since that moment, it was basically all Liverpool right towards the end of the game there. Mo Salah had 6 attempts by the 20-minute mark. He just couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. A few tame finishes, a few flashing wide of the post, a few extraordinary efforts, but still not managing to get any really on target there and test Verbruggen in goal. But it was finally Luis Diaz who popped up with the equaliser after a long sustained piece of Liverpool pressure in the 27th minute. A ball into the box was repelled and put back in, flicked on by Mo Salah, and it was Diaz to react first to put the ball in the back of the net, flying through with that right foot there. And it was a deserved goal, and once again, something I touched on with Luis Diaz a lot. The reason why I love what him and Jota do, they might not get the most beautiful goals or might not always look the best, but they get the job done. Both him and Jota, the benefit these guys have, they're so dangerous in the box. They're a fox in the box. They can get up for headers. They can get balls that flick on, just like we saw last night. And that goal from Diaz was massive. It calmed the crowd down a little bit. It gave the Liverpool fans and the team a bit of a surety that they can go on and really make a fist this game and win this game. And they continued that same sort of vein there. Mo Salah's 7th effort came the 31st minute, and this is probably the biggest one, running through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, a very tame effort, and Verbruggen was able to get down quite easily and save that effort. At that point in time, I was thinking, is Mo Salah ever going to score a goal in this game here? But he would keep at it, and they would keep feeding him. It's very obvious that the ball was going to end up at Mo Salah's feet more often than not, and it was about when, not if he could take his chance. And I think that really summarised Liverpool in this game here. There was more ridiculous efforts. Nunez basically nearly scored lying on his side. So Bosley also had great efforts on goal, and it felt like Liverpool's pressure just kicked up a gear, especially in the start of the second half there. And it was building, almost like a massive tidal wave. It was coming down on Brighton, and as much as they were very solid at the back defensively, Verbruggen and goal with some good efforts. Lewis Dunk played one of his best games I've seen in some time. Estupiñán had some good moments defensively, but it was about time something was going to happen. The goal came, moments later after that sustained piece of pressure, the 65th minute. It was a great powerful low cut ball across from Szoboszlai into the feet of McAllister, and boy was this ridiculous. One touch, the next touch was the pass that thread through the back line to find Mo Salah, and then Mo Salah, as he does, put the ball in the back of the net to score, making it 2-1. It was his ninth attempt for the game. He would end up with 12 attempts on goal, a record in the Premier League, I believe. But it goes to show how dominant Liverpool were in this game, and Salah's efforts against Verbruggen will continue, and they continue to threaten the Brighton goal, but just unable to get that third goal. And it was very nervy moments where Lallana basically came on the pitch, and one of his first actions had almost to score the goal in front of those Brighton fans there. But luckily enough, Kelleher was up to make a few big saves. A few balls went wide past the post, and Liverpool would hold on to an important 2-1 win. And as I said in my video not too long ago, a few days ago, when previewing this end of the season, this run in towards the end of the season, this week would be massive, because if, like what happened, Arsenal and Man City draw and Liverpool win, they not only get the points advantage, but they get the psychological advantage of being ahead of these two teams. 2 points clear of Liverpool, 3 points clear of Manchester City. And that's a big deal. 3 points and that goal difference is basically a loss ahead of Manchester City. And I still believe those two teams are the two best placed teams to go and win this title race. Arsenal obviously there as well, but they've got a lot of tough fixtures to come. They're unproven in the run and in the clutch moments. So I believe it's still between the two experienced two teams, which is Manchester City and Liverpool. And we've seen so far, Haaland's been struggling. De Bruyne has been great, but not at his sparkling best. And Man City just feel like a 7, 8 out of 10 team. And you know this time of the season, we normally expect Man City to be 10 out of 10 on the money, really, really making a good hard fist at running into that back end of the season. The Premier League recently put out an Instagram post which showed Man City lost 1 game in the last 10 games last season, whilst Liverpool went undefeated throughout, and Arsenal dropped 3 games, I believe. So this is where it all comes down to the important moments, the run in, and games like this. Last night, I think Arsenal didn't have the right intent to go on and win the game. They could have gone and made a real fist of that game, and Man City weren't good enough to get all 3 points. Whilst Liverpool, I know it's against Brighton and I know it's at home, but they capitalised. They peppered and peppered away, and they could have easily dropped points in that game, either a draw or a loss, but they kept finding the right areas. They kept feeding their superstars, and eventually they got over the line for an important 2-1 win. I think that's going to be the difference come the end of the season. The ability for Liverpool to believe in themselves, to keep getting over the line in these tough games, is what will separate them, I reckon, from the other two teams. Because I still reckon they are in pole position to take this Premier League title. I've believed it since the start of the season. It's almost felt like I've backed this Liverpool team in. I've backed their key players in. And what a performance last night for my favourite player right now in the world, Alexis McAllister. An absolutely scintillating performance. I think I saw some stats. Since Endo's been back at the 6, McAllister's had 7 goals and 5 assists, if I'm not mistaken, showing his output, his attacking output, his expertise in the final third. And we saw it again yesterday as well. That pass on Szoboszlai, yes, it was a great pass, but it was belted into his feet. And that first touch to get the ball under control and then find the defence-splitting ball to feed in Salah. Salah didn't have to break his stride, just run into the ball and put it in the back of the net. Like, that is what they paid the money for. Not much money, by the way, very unders in terms of what he's done this season, but that magical nature that McAllister's got, that's what was so important for Argentina in the World Cup. That's been so important for Liverpool this season. And his versatility, also playing deeper in the 6 at times, helping out Endo. It's just so underrated. And I kept saying it. I think this combination, Endo and McAllister, could be the reason Liverpool win this title race. In this game here, you also got Szoboszlai playing at some of that start of the season sparkling best. He was finding great areas, picking the ball up, having shots at goal, testing the goalkeeper, working well with the wingers, Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, Darwin Núñez. It just felt like that midfield 3 there. And I highlight McAllister and Endo a lot because they've been so consistent this season. But if you add Szoboszlai in there, this could be the reason why Liverpool win the league. Their defence is obviously great. Their strike force is obviously incredible as well. But we don't talk about Liverpool's midfield as much as we talk about Arsenal's and Manchester City's. But it might not have the big £1 million names and the perennial winners like Man City have, or the £100 million player like Declan Rice, or the former Real Madrid captain now like Odegaard. But it's got the right players there. These guys work so well in a 3, and it works so well for this Liverpool system, which is get on the front foot, attack, play through the lines, work your way through defences around the Premier League and capitalise when you're on top. And that's what this midfield does. It capitalises when they're on top. It constantly creates chances. It constantly puts threats on defenders and makes teams accountable. I think the commentators rightly said Danny Welbeck's job was basically to man mark McAllister at times. And the one time where he was able to get some free space was the goal, that assist that he created for Mo Salah. Pushed on, got to the edge of the area, took that beautiful touch and played through Mo Salah. And that's just what this midfield's all about. It will outwork you. It's got so much quality, and it's just dynamic. It's like Aston Villa. So many prongs, so many ways to go forward, so many ways to defend. It becomes unstoppable at times, and they really shone yesterday. Endo didn't have one of his best games, but was still so consistent in terms of protecting that back line there. McAllister, I think, was man of the match in terms of what he was doing, not only winning the ball back in terms of the ferocity into the tackle, but also his creativity, his one-touch passing, that assist as well. Unstoppable. And then Dominic Szoboszlai, as I said, it felt like he was back to that start of the season where that sort of first month and a half, he was almost unstoppable. Great goals, finding the right pass, linking up well with the wingers. And they're only getting players back. You also saw Gravenberch coming back. Mo Salah's now got a few games under his belt here. Trent's on the way back as well. Andy Robertson will be back in a few weeks' time. They only get stronger and stronger. Even this game as well, Connor Bradley, someone that I've been raving about as well. Super consistent. They try to exploit him Brighton down that right-hand flank because he was pushing on, but he did so well covering defensively, making the right choices. Coleman Kelleher making some big saves at important moments as well. It just feels like everyone's standing up in this side. And you look at the starting 11, you tell me at the start of the season, you're seeing a team with the likes of Quansah, Kelleher, Bradley, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Endo. You reckon these three players should be up there competing for a Premier League title? Absolutely not. But these guys are living up to the expectation. And I think people need to recognise that Liverpool are not the third place team in this title race or behind City or behind Arsenal. I reckon they are number one right now. They've got the points advantage. They've got the psychological advantage. And they've got a nice fixture run to come in. Obviously, City is probably the easiest. But again, if they drop more points this weekend to Aston Villa at home, I'd almost rule Liverpool one and clear one, on their own. Because I think Man City, as I said at the start of the video here, they are their number one threat. Despite Arsenal being in second place, I still think they're a little bit off with the fixture run they've got. With what we know what happened last season, I still rate them below Manchester City. If City drop more points in the next 2 weeks and Liverpool continue to pick up big 3 points, especially that big game coming up versus Manchester United, I think we could be seeing Liverpool run away with this Premier League title here. It's bold to say so, but that was my reaction to last night's game. It was a great performance from Liverpool. Showed real character, showed what they're all about this season. Attack, 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 and you'll eventually break through the best team's defences. Brighton were at their best, I think. That was probably one of their better performances in some time. But they got to the line on the back of Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, Connor Bradley, Mo Salah, and Luis Diaz in the end there as well. Great performance in Liverpool. They go top now, 2 points clear of Arsenal and 3 points of Manchester City. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think Liverpool are the now new favourites for the Premier League title? Are Man City still your favourites? Is Arsenal your favourites? And how do you see this back end of the season going? And what was your reaction to last night's performance? Because I thought it was an incredible performance from Liverpool from minute 2 to minute 93 or 94, whatever the game was scored to an end there. But an incredible performance, a big win for them, and a momentum-boosting win after that tough loss to Manchester United last time out in the FA Cup. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to smack a like on it, subscribe to the Players Zone channel. We are on the grind here, the Premier League run-in, all the run-in for the other big 5 legs. Got 2 podcasts a week, prediction videos for the Champions League, the Premier League, more reaction videos like this. Real-life football videos are coming, I promise. They're coming around the corner. And then we've also got Euros and Copa America content to get into as we approach the summer as well. So absolutely cannot wait for that. Please join me for the journey. We're on the road to 500 subs, and any new subscribers would be much appreciated. With that all being said, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the weekend's football action. I'll see you guys on the podcast or video very, very soon. Until next time, guys, see you later. Peace.